Live. Okay, people. I think we're live. I think we're live, people. There we go. I am so sorry about that. Jitsi was having problems. I don't know what Jitsi's problem was, but oh well. Not the first time I had to resort to using StreamYard, but oh well. Hey, Allie, welcome back. Okay. Let me issue a new link to everywhere just so we can get everybody back in here. Hold on just a second, folks. I gotta issue a new link. All right. There we go. Just go to live. Copy the link. All right. Okay, good. Almost everybody's back. Let me just reissue the link to some other people. Hold on. Alrighty. All right. Go. Now let me just. There we go. Copy message link. There we go. Now I just gotta get into Discord and put that same message into the Tux Digital Network Linux Saloon people. This way they can know once again that we had technical difficulties, but we are once again live. Okay. Whoops. Guess I put the wrong link in here. Hold on, folks. Copy selected text. There we go. Go back in here. Perfect. All right, we got everything all squared off and ready to go. Perfect. Okay, so we can just cut that. Then we can turn that off. Turn that off. Okay, people. I sent the message out. So hopefully without any interruptions, what do you all say we try this again? So we're going to share screen here. All right. The gnome boxes. There we go. Perfect. Nice. Okay, so StormOS installation is done. Wonderful. Happy days. So what we're going to do now, folks, is we're just going to hide the screen thing. I don't need it up right now. And we are just going to hit done. Okay. Once again, people, I apologize for that. I can't help it. Jitsi decided to pretty much give me some trouble. Okay. So now what we're going to do is open that up. Bring up StormOS. Okay, it's going to take a bit to load. I need to close down some programs just so I'm not using so much bandwidth. There we go. I won't, Betty. I'm not going to forget to run the fixes. Don't worry. Hold on just a minute, folks. I'm going to get me a glass of tea while this is installing. I'll be right back. Okay, people, I'm back. I had to get me a glass of tea, so let me get my tea brewing, and then we can start the real fun. Okay. All right, so let's look at GNOME. Let's go here. Let's enter my password. Okay, come on, StormOS, work for me. It doesn't take long. Okay. Just so I can see you on the live chat, let me get the live chat on a different screen just so I can see you all. Okay, so it kicked me out. That's fine. We just got to try it again. It's going to let me in eventually. Okay. Okay, folks. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go. Sorry you had to hear that. I had to muffle up the sound on my phone here. Okay, I think we have the installation fully ready to go. I got the live chat on another screen here. So what do you you'll see I give you a grand tour of the thing, but before we do, I want to is do the pre-install fixes for this thing. So let's see. Find it right there. So post install fixes. There we go. I found it, Seeker. Don't worry. Okay, this may take a little bit because what it's got to do, folks, it's got to fix all the keyring issues. It's got to do a whole bunch of things. So we're going to be possibly sitting here for a little bit. So. But I do want to ask, is my audio coming in okay, folks? Just doing a quick audio check. I want to make sure my sound is coming in. Testing. 1, 2, 3. All right, perfect, Seeker. That's all I needed to know. Thank you, Benny. Thank you. Okay, it's doing all the updating as well, folks. And if you're wondering what the Zero Linux NVIDIA repo is for, that NVIDIA drivers that are for specific desktops and laptops. Just in case you all were wondering. Throughout the history of me using computers and stuff, I've never once had to deal with a NVIDIA computer, not to my acknowledgement. At least I don't remember. Mainly, I've dealt with AMD and Intel, and both of those work just fine, but I don't think I've ever dealt with an NVIDIA machine. I mean, it'd be fun if I had one. But I don't think I'm going to need one anytime soon. Nah, not at all. I mean, NVIDIA would be fun to play around with, but at the same time, I mean, I've heard NVIDIA drivers are a major pain. Major pain. That's why I stick to AMD and Intel, because I know both of those work. I just want to go to my StreamYard and just check up and make sure that everything is coming in okay. Yep, everything's coming in just fine. Perfect. Okay. I would have gotten a bit more performance if I would have bumped up the VM to 6 gigs of RAM, since I have 8 gigs of RAM in this MacBook Pro. But I want to save a bit of resources for the host machines in, so that's why I went with 4 gigs of RAM. And usually 4 gigs is all you need for a VM anyway. So. Okay, seems like the updating is going pretty good. And once all this is done, folks, what this script will do is it'll automatically reboot the VM. So I'll need to basically reposition it and everything all over again, but it'll be fine. Now, besides using Jitsi and StreamYard from time to time. It's been a good number of years since, I've experimented with OBS's streaming capabilities, and I don't know how OBS's streaming capabilities would do on a mid 2012 MacBook Pro with 8 gigs of RAM and decent Intel graphics. I don't know how that would work. So, I mean, I could try it in my spare time, but most likely, if I'm going to need to, you know, get into using OBS's streaming capabilities, I may have to go for a much more stronger computer just to do it. Okay. But I think for now, what I have should be sufficient, though. I mean, I don't need very expensive equipment. Most of the time, the cheapest equipment's always work for me. Anyway, while this thing is installing the updates and all that, folks, I will be right back. Hold on just a minute. Okay, folks, I'm back. All right. Oh, Linux Tech Geek. Hello. Welcome to StormOS Live installation. We're just basically getting all the updates and keyring stuff done, but once that's done, I'll give you all a grand tour of this baby. Okay, the key rings are being fixed. Wonderful. Nice. This is going to go better than I thought. It'll take a little bit, but we'll get there. Nothing like a glass of tea. I'm pretty much both a coffee drinker, folks, and a tea drinker with some water. Coffee, tea, water, that's just my thing. I don't drink pop that much. No. Well, while Gnome Boxes is fixing this up for us, I don't see why, if I can't for just a little bit give you all some Linux news. So while this post update script is going, how about we all folks go into an impromptu Linux report? What do you all say about that? How about it? Should I do a Linux report while we wait on this? Ricky, I hate to tell you, I'm honestly sure you aren't. Are you sure, Ben? I mean, I thought it was the last version. I mean, I checked it. I literally checked it, man. I checked it many times over. I mean, right after I tested one of the builds last night when I was talking to you in Seeker, you gave me the final the update script is not supposed to. Okay, okay. But let it play out anyway, Seeker. All right. We can just let the thing play out. Not a problem. I mean, it's an old script, but it pretty much does the same thing anyway. Okay. Okay. Seeker, Ben, boys, I want. Let's do a vote. Should I either A, let this thing go through, or B, should I just re-download the ISO and just start all over? What do you all say I do? Start over? Okay, I got one vote for start over from Ben, one vote for start over from Seeker. Does anybody else want to vote start over, or should I keep going? Any other votes? Because I got 2 votes for start over. Oh, I'm out of tea. Oh well, I'll have more later. Well, that's okay. All right. Let me go further up here and get that link, Benny. Let me see if I can get it. No, 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 no. I'm running out of coffee, Ricky. Yeah. Yeah. Ben, could you repost that link, please? This way I don't have to go all the way up there and get it. If you would repost it, I greatly appreciate it. No, I need my fix. Seeker, my man, you are funny. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Benny. Thank you. Okay, well, what we're gonna do, folks, is we're just gonna stop the VM immediately. We're just gonna force it to shut down. There we go. Okay. Give me a minute, folks, to get that ISO. Hold on. Okay, YouTube, do your thing. There we go. Perfect. Nope. All right, now I just gotta let the live chat load here. There it is. Go here. Oh, dang nabbit. Whoopsie. I closed it before the download could even go through. There we go. Now is it going to go through? Yes, it is. All right. Okay. All right, it's starting to download, folks. So, yeah, this is going to take a little while. Okay. Let me just delete it real quick. There we go. All right. There we go. Now I'll let gnome boxes sit there for a little bit. I gotta take a quick restroom break, but I'll be right back. Hold on just a few minutes, folks. Okay, people, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, let's see. Yep, it is done as a doornail. Perfect. Okay, popokes. Now, for those who have never used GNOME Box before, this is how easy it is to set up a virtual machine. You go right, you open this thing up here. You go to create virtual machine from file. Then you go to your downloads. You go to your ISO of choice. It'll have the unknown template. And then what I usually do is give the machine 4 gigs of RAM and 30 gigabytes of disk space. And then we create it. And Babuski, you're done. All right, so StormOS is reloading up. There we go. All right. Let's see. So this will take a little bit, folks. But what you all saw is pretty much how I set up virtual machines. It's that easy. Oh, that's good, Seeker. I got my dinner in the air fryer right now. I put a hot pocket in the air fryer, so it's going to be good. It's loading up. Keep in mind, folks, a virtual machine, 4 gigs of RAM. It's gonna be a little bit. It's gonna be a little slow like this, but I rather have resources. I rather have a bit more resources for my host machine than the VM itself, just so my computer doesn't freeze, because I know we don't want that. Oh, ribs are nice. Ribs are good too. Okay, we're going into the login prompt. Perfect. Very perfect. Okay, let me get the GNOME boxes up on my end. There we go. All right. Let me just get my Wi-Fi phone's live chat screen just so I can see it from a different screen. Hold on, folks. All right. Let me just put the volume down. There we go. There we go. Perfect. All right. There we go. All right. So what we're going to do is log in here, attempt to log in here a few times over, and it'll eventually get us to where we can install the thing. So just be patient. Oh no! It got us in there on the first time over. Nice. Okay, what we're gonna do is attempt 1 billion, as I call it. So let's get the Calamaris installer pulled up here. Good old Calamaris. I love it, but at the same old time, it can be slow. There we go. All right. Now we just gotta let this go on through. There we go. All right, we're gonna click that, that, that. Gonna do this. All right. Okay, skip all this and there we go. Now we just wait. Okay, folks, while this is waiting, how about some Linux news? Let me open up my iPad here. This way I can first screen to work with, and then we're gonna do an impromptu Linux report. Okay, set this thing up here. It only takes like a few seconds for me to set up this iPad because all I have to do is get the keyboard going. So let's type Linux news. Okay, let's go to 9to5linux.com. Oh, here's a nice article. Is it too long? It's a long article, but only read a little bit of it. Oh, hey Nate. Um, I was on Jitsi initially, and I was screen sharing, and then essentially, Jitsi broke some on StreamYard now, and uh, beforehand, but I had an older version of the ISO, which Ben and Secret informed me of this just now. So I re-downloaded the newest version of the ISO, and that's what you're seeing in front of you right now. This is the latest version of Storm OS running right now in GNOME boxes. Calamaris install is going on right now. Okay, let me just get this first Linux report tech article set up here. Okay, article set up. But before I tell you all this news bulletin that I found, I'm going to get another cup of tea and I will be right back. Hang on just a minute, folks. Okay, while this Calamars installer is doing its thing, on my iPad here, I happen to have a interesting Linux report. So without further ado, let's get into a little bit of news while we're waiting for this installer to get done, shall we? Okay, VLC 3.0.19 improves AV1 HDR support with software decoding fixes Linux issues. The popular VLC open source media player software has been updated to version 3.0 that comes almost a year after VLC version 3.0.18 with numerous improvements and bug fixes. Highlights of the VLC 3.0.19 release include improved AV1 HDR support with software decoding, support for RIF info tags for WAV audio files, improved supply files with flipped raw video planes, improved Crunchyroll produced SSA rendering, and super resolution scaling with NVIDIA and Intel GPUs. It also improves muxing timestamps in several formats, improves the handling of FFmpeg mux MP4 chapters, improves the playback for QNAP produced AVI files, and some old real video files. If anybody uses the real video player still, I haven't used that thing in years. And implements Empress track list signals. This release also fixes YouTube playback, GoPro Max, spectral metadata, HLS-TS strings with ID-free prefix, HLS playlist refresh draft, next frame freezing, a flag playback quality regression with variable frame size, AAC handling, raw video and NV12, GOOM visualization, as well as decoding on D3D11 and OGF. Or there's many more features in the release announcement you get a chance, folks. But that was my little Linux report. Okay, let's check on GNOME boxes. Okay, GNOME boxes is still going. Calamars is still installing the disk. Real player files are my absolute favorite. I bet they are. I mean, Real Player was an awesome video player back in the day. Like around the early mid 2000s, it was amazing. Along with another video player that doesn't get that much attention, Winamp. Those two video players were decent in the early to mid 2000s, but as of right now, VLC is the best video player. There are some changes on the screen, Nate. The Calamars installer is still going. It's taken a while for it to image the ISO completely. It's right now 22,000 72,072. The number keeps changing on me, but It's almost done unpacking the image. We're like 41% complete with the installation. So not much long now, then we'll be able to get into this baby and show you all the goodies that are in here. Sorry about that. People had to take off my headset long enough to get something from the other side of the room. Okay, got my tea ready. Nothing like a glass of tea. Like I said earlier, tea, coffee, and water is mainly what I drink. Don't drink hot very often. Okay. Let me look on the note boxes on my end. Oh, yeah. The unpacking phase is pretty much halfway done. One of the reasons why it's taken so long for the ISO to be unpacked through Calamaris is, from what I think you said, Ben, didn't you say this was a 3.5 gigabyte ISO? Am I right about that, Ben? Um, I said, Ben, how big the um, ISO is in size that the ISO is? I think. Am I wrong? Yeah, Calamari Seeker is pretty much almost done. We're pretty much halfway finished. It's taken a while for it to unpack. Okay. Am I good now? Yoo-hoo! Okay. Okay, good. Calamaris is almost done. Thank the Lord. Okay. Yes, loud and clear. Oh, hello, Linux Tube. How you doing, good sir? Welcome to the StormOS Live installation. Oh, at least I got my audio working now. This is what happens when you deal with StreamYard. Sometimes your audio goes out. So if it goes out again, I'll just fix it. I dealt with this type of issue back in 2018 when I started using this. Okay, so StormOS is nearly done. Nearly finished. Okay. Okay, so it's creating the INIT RAMFS. So yeah, this is definitely the final stages of it being done. Good. Oh, good. Thank you for acknowledging that my sound works, Alex. Thank you so much. Okay. But yeah, this is what happens when you have to deal with StreamYard from time to time. Sometimes your audio will work, sometimes it won't. But at least I know a workaround for it. This is on a virtual machine, Alex. We are doing this through GNOME boxes. The virtual machine has 4 gigs of RAM and 30 gigabytes of space. Okay, while this thing is finishing the install, folks, I gotta step out of my room for just a quick second, but I will be right back. Hold on a minute, folks. Okay, people. All right. Let's see here. Oh no. Is my audio working? Hello? Oh. Okay, that's good. That's good, Seeker. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so it seems to me like the ISO is done. So what do you all say we click on the button down here and let's get to the good stuff. Okay. Okay, let's have a look here. There we go. Now it's got to do its thing. Getting in this thing is going to take a little bit, folks. So, but it should be done soon. Okay, /dev/SDA1 has been located. Good, very good. Welcome back, Ben. All right. We should be getting the login screen up shortly. Ah, there it is. Okay, so what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to type in my password and we will get this show on the road. Okay. No, it's going to act like this. Okay. This happens, folks, when it comes to virtual machines. All right, attempt number 2. Yeah. There we go. Perfect. To Storm OS. Okay, so we got Storm OS all right here. Okay. All right, thank you. Thanks for stopping by, Nate. Have a good night. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to apply the post-install fixes. So let's do that, folks. Launch anyway. All right, it shouldn't take that long for this to go through compared to the last time. Hopefully, it's a bit quicker this time around. Oh, hello, Horizons. Welcome to the StormOS live installation. All right, so what this is doing, folks, in case you don't know, it's fixing a lot of GPG keys, and then it's gonna go, and it's also gonna go. Usually, you only want to do this like maybe once every 2 weeks or so, but that's just me though. You can pretty much do it once. That's right, Benny. It's a labor of love, a big labor of love. All right. Okay, disable 38 keys, updating the database. Perfect. All right, good. Let me just make sure my StreamYard is still on. Nice. Yep, it's still going. Perfect. That is nice. Okay, let me just do this. There you go. There you go. Don't mind me. I just got my dinner in front of me. Why not? Dinner and work. Nothing wrong with a little bit of dinner while you're working. Okay, so I'm not gonna need my iPad any longer, so I can just put this away. And don't worry if it reboots automatically, folks. This part of the script. Don't worry. Oh, it's just a pepperoni pizza hot pocket seeker. That's all it is. Very simple. All right. Come on, little MacBook Pro. Don't fail me now. Excuse me. But they had a feather in my throat. Sorry. Anyway, the best way to have a hot pocket seeker is put it in the air fryer for about 25 minutes. It goes up to about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. But the temperature you want to cook a hot pocket on in a small air fryer is 360. 360, 25 minutes. For my specific air fryer, though it could be different for other air fryers. Okay, the log game here, folks. It doesn't look like That'll do it. Nice. Very nice indeed. All right. Okay, it looks like we pretty much are inside. So now, folks, Benny boy, I just did the post fixes. It's already done. Now we go through the grand tour. Okay, folks. So let's start with the normal stuff here. So let's start with accessories. So as you all can see, we got your general stuff here, but I want to show you this. This is something that the StormOS team has been working on for a good few years now. Hold on, folks. I gotta fix this. I gotta do an X render, folks. Hold on. I gotta fix my screen resolution. This way you all can see everything. So we're gonna do an X render -S. We're gonna do a 1280 by 800. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So this right here, folks, is the StormOS tool. Seeker, Ben, myself, and others have been working on this tool for a very long time. Essentially, in earlier variations of StormOS, you would go through all of the step procedures. But with the post-install fixes, that provides you another way to not only update your system and get all the fixes in place. But before we ever made the post-install scripts, folks, this was the original way of applying the post fixes. So I'm not going to go into every option here, but I'll go into a few of them. So right here, you got your refresh meters. Then you got your system updates. Then you got the option for AUR updates. Then you got the option for ArchKey Updater. Then you got an option for renewing your ArchKey ring. Right here, there is a TeamViewer installer. You also got the LSHW. And you got all these other doodads right here that you can look into at your own leisure. Right here, you got the gaming area. This is a whole bunch of scripts. If you want to make a good gaming distro out of StormOS, all this stuff will help you do that. You got Lutris, you got Steam, you name it, it's right here. Right here, you got the printer stuff here. Now, say you have an HP printer or an Epson printer, all stuff you'll need is right here. And then right here, this is the about area of the installer. I don't know if StormOS has a website still. Don't know. But there's a GoFundMe page, a Patreon, merchandise, you name it. And also you got the Arch University over here. Whole bunch of interesting information for Arch Linux. There's a log out button right there, but I'm not going to press that. You also got add remove software, update utility, system resources via top, all other stuff. But in a nutshell, folks, that is the Storm OS tweak tool. Like I said, me, Ben, Seeker, amongst others, have been working on this tool for a very long time. So I hope you all enjoy that. Anyway, let's look at other stuff we got here. So you got your normal stuff here, and accessories. You got Mint Stick if you want to write USB sticks. You got Vim, amongst other things. You got in development the icon browser. In graphics, you got GIMP. For internet, you got your choices between two web browsers, either Firefox or Chromium. Chromium, to me, I've always liked Chromium-based browsers better. My favorite currently is Vivaldi. There's also Thunderbird here if you want to get your email stuff done. Multimedia, just your normal, typical multimedia stuff with VLC amongst all this other cool stuff. And then right down here is one of my personal favorite office clients. Right here. This bad boy right here. This is Osmo. So let me show you guys Osmo. So Osmo right here, it's a planner. You can write things in this to help you remind yourself of certain things. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool. And it also gives you the current moon phase too. A waning crescent moon is going to be happening tonight, folks. So keep a lookout for that. But that's Osmo in a nutshell. Next up, we got the other area. Now, Ben and Seeker have been waiting for this part. This all right here is all of the in-house StormOS applications that we've been testing and working on for a little bit now. I'm going to go through each of these one at a time. The first one we're going to go into is what is called the StormOS Translator. Now, the translator is a really cool tool. Say, for instance, you have a friend or family member that only knows one particular language that you don't. Like, say you only know English, but you have a family member that knows Spanish, but they don't know English themselves. Essentially, it's good for that. So this because this tool can do two things. It can teach you different languages as you type the words in, and at the same time, it can help you communicate better with particular family members or particular friends that only know a particular language, but they don't know English very well, or they may not know English at all. So say I write, "Hello, how are you?" Give it a minute. And there we go. It's that simple. So that's pretty much the translator app in a nutshell. It's just that simple. Next app we're going to go into, which there's a little bookmark thing down here of all those apps as well. But I prefer going through the other folder just so I have easy access for them. We're going to check out the start timer. Well, the StormOS the StormOS timers, I call it. So it's essentially what it is. It's a timer. So by default, you have it set for 25, but let's just say we do 5. And then we start it. And there you go, folks. It's that simple. It's a timer. Nothing else needs to be said about it. Next app I want to show you all is the StormOS YouTube player. Okay, so here's the StormOS YouTube player. So I'm not going to really demonstrate it because I don't want my computer to freeze up, but what you would do is you would put a URL in here and then essentially load the URL and boom, your video will play. It can even play playlists too, folks. So that's essentially the YouTube player in a nutshell. It can play videos, it can play playlists that are full of videos. It's just that simple. Next up, we're going to go, let's see. This right here is a download manager. Now, the use case that I see for this, particularly for me, is say you want to download an ISO from your favorite Linux vendor. This is perfect for that. You would just type in the URL location of where the ISO is kept, and then you would press the download button, and it'll download the ISO. That's simple. But it's not just ISOs you can get with this, folks. Oh, no, no, no. You can do all kinds of things with this download manager. So that's essentially the download manager in a nutshell. You can download a myriad of things. Next up, let's see. I think I'll show off one more, and then we'll move on with the rest of the info. Let's show off the browser here. Now, Secret Ben showed me this last night, and I think this is a wonderful, wonderful browser. Essentially, this is Stormy. It's a Chromium-based browser that is made in-house by the StormOS team. It's good. The only unfortunate thing, though, folks, is it can't do extensions, unfortunately. But that's okay. Say you want to use this for, like, oh, I don't know, looking up a Wikipedia article or a Linux news article, for example. This browser is excellent for mainly looking up articles. So that's pretty much the StormOS browser in a nutshell. Okay, let me check my StreamYard to see if we're still going. Yep, we're still going. Perfect. Okay, I think we're going to continue with the tour here. I think I've gone over enough applications. If you want to see the rest, you can download the ISO and try this out for yourself and see what else StormOS has to offer. So now we're going to go to the science area, and right here we have GNU-Merrick, very common program. Then you also have your settings. This is all the main settings that comes with StormOS and the XFCE desktop environment. You can get into PAMOK through here. You also can change the appearance of your system here. You can do a whole bunch of things for here. Let's just say that. So that is essentially the settings area in a nutshell. Right here is the system area. Now, right here is my favorite application of all time, HTOP. So let's open up HTOP and see how much we're using. Okay, so we are using 826 megs out of 3.83 gigabytes. That is not bad. That is pretty good for a virtual machine. Very good. So there's your resources, folks. Okay. So next up, let's see here. Let me just close Osmo out. There we go. Okay. So next thing that we're going to do is go back into system. Right down here, folks, you have all your usual suspects here. You got XFC terminal, but we also have the star of the show, the Funar File Manager, which with the StormOS theming, it looks downright gorgeous. I love the theming of this. Love it a lot. Basically, Funar is a very common file manager. Very, very common when used with XFCE. If you need to open up hidden files, it gives you the command there to show hidden files, which is Control H, and there you go. Right there. So if you want to get to your other file directories, that's how you do it. I'll just put it back to the way it was. Okay, so what we're going to do, folks, is close Funar out. Okay, and right down here, as you all can see, is the weather applet. So this is basically your traditional XFCE weather applet. I do like this weather applet a lot. It's really nice. Really nice weather applet. You also can go right here to your volume, go to audio mixer, and right here is PA view control, the Pulse Audio Control Center. Very nice control center. I mean, you can change your outputs here. You can change your inputs here. It's that simple. Nothing to write home about. And we'll open up the terminal here. So right here we got NeoFetch and the NeoFetch data that has just come in. So essentially, folks, we have 1,246 packages installed. We are running XFCE 4.18 with the usual theming and stuff. What we're gonna do is a uname-r. We are running Linux kernel 6.5.6. And one thing I like to do just to be on the safe side is just run a quick sudo pacman syyu just to make sure that the system is installed properly. Give it a minute, folks. And there's nothing to do. It's fully installed, ready to go. Okay. All right, I might as well show one final thing here. Let's open up Pamac. So Pamac is basically a Pacman front end. It's a wonderful package manager. You can set up Pamac to use flat packs and snaps if you're interested in either one of those two. So right here, it gives you a really nice list of software you can download for your machine. I mean, you got things like RetroArch, Shotwell, Telegram, VirtualBox, Inkscape, Blender. The list goes on and on. Oh, thank you very much, Ed, for pointing it out to me. Let's close Pamac. That's pretty much Pamac in a nutshell, by the way. Uh, yes. Ben just reminded me of something, folks. We got some lovely, lovely wallpapers. Lovely wallpapers. Let me just get to those real quick, Benny. Okay, so what we're gonna do is go into location. We're gonna do user. Come on. We're gonna do user, share, backgrounds, Storm OS. And let me just do that. Open. And there we go, folks. We have our wallpapers. So these are all the wallpapers that the StormOS team has built over time, as well as Ben's buddy TJ. Shout out to you, TJ. Right here is the official StormOS wallpaper. As you all can see right here, the lovely StormOS wallpaper. Here's another one. I can get it to come up. Ah, thank you for letting me know, Ben. And also, folks, some of these are made by our buddy Razor1981. Shout out to you, bro, as well. Thank you very much for your contributions. So, I kind of like this one, in my opinion. I love this wallpaper a lot. This one right here. We'll just use this one. But there's many other wallpapers as well. But anyway, folks, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much Storm OS. Before I shut this virtual machine down, I want to thank Seeker, Ben, and the rest of the team, all the contributors, and the testers. I'm also a tester, by the way, in case you didn't know. Thank you all so very much. This is a wonderful distro, and I would recommend 100%, folks, that Storm OS is one of my 2023 top picks for new Linux users. I would recommend it. It's not that difficult to set up, because once you have it set up, you're off. So, yeah. Thank you, StormOS team. Thank you, contributors, testers, and everybody who supports the project. I'm gonna shut this VM down now, and we are going to start to wrap this thing up. All right, let's shut it down. Give it a minute. Sometimes with GNOME boxes, it tends to take a bit. Oh, you know what? We'll just do it this way. Or shut down. There we go. All right, that'll do it. Okay. And there you have it, folks. That is it for the Storm OS live installation. I once again I want to apologize for the Jitsi hiccup that happened earlier. Um, Jitsi has been having a habit as of recently of messing things up here and there, so I apologize for that. But thankfully, thanks to StreamYard, it's been working wonderful. And all I gotta say once again to the entire StormOS team, the testers, the contributors, everybody, thank you so much. And I will say this once again, StormOS is one of my 2023 distro picks for new Linux users, alongside Linux Mint, Zorn OS, and Chrome OS Flex. Those are my top picks to help out new Linux users or or former Windows users who want a user-friendly desktop experience. Those are my top picks, people. But anyway, I think I've been on long enough. I think it's time to wrap things up on here. I thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for coming. The next live installation will be Fedora 39 in November. But in 5 days is the return of Edo Pro Dual Night plus Open Chat. But until then, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Master 88 saying see you later. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much for coming, and I will see you in the next video or what project I do next. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.